y'all, and welcome back. So today we're going to do a little episode on driving position. One thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration when they're sitting with their car is what's comfortable to drive, what's more effective for them to drive. And one thing I want to sort of approach is how I can improve this setup for me. Now, I had done some changes to this car because I'm 6 foot, which is average height, but my head normally rests against the roof with the OEM seats. And so I've gotten these seats with low rails, which is slightly smaller, but I was still finding that I would hit the roof on bumps. Now, another local Alltrac owner is the same height as me, has no head clearance problems. And the reason being is he's got longer legs, I've got a longer torso. So everyone's built different. You've got to find what works for you, and every car might need its sort of tweak to sort of suit you best. So what I've already done, I've got a smaller steering wheel here, and to help clear the roof, what I've done is I've leaned the seat back. Now, I prefer to sit close to the wheel. My muscle groups feel more controlled when I'm sort of at an angle like this. But due to the clearance and to be more comfortable, of course, when I'm wearing a helmet, I've put the seat back, which has moved me further away. So my arm's a little bit more straightened, which is still fine, but I feel like the wheel would be a little bit better if it was closer to me. Also, one problem I run into is when I hit the clutch, my shin hits the bottom of the cover here. So to correct that, there was a Prime Day, of course, and they had steering wheel spacers. Now they had a 1-inch and a 3-inch, and the gold in the 3-inch was on sale. And while I'm not a huge fan of gold, I think for the price, I'm going to give it a shot. And if I like it enough, and I think the color is still a bit too standoutish for me, I can always paint it. However, we're going to get it fitted, see how the position is improved, or if it's improved, and then go from there. But yeah, currently sitting back, buckled in, I'm like this. Arms are fairly straight. Steering wheel, I like being very low. That's just the best position for me. So I'm going to try to move it out here, and which will hopefully allow me to move the seat back 1 more inch, gain 2 inches of arm, 1 inch of leg space, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get this installed. I nearly got this installed, I can go ahead and tell you a few things about it. It comes with its own set of screws. It comes with longer screws that go in here, and it comes with a handful of similar screws to Momo. So it comes with 1 screw that's longer than the factory Momo one, and then there is 4 other screws that are the same as the Momo screws, and then a 5th screw that is different altogether, so I have no idea what it's for. So I don't know if that is for different types of steering wheels or what the deal is. The screw quality seems about the same. This tool could be a little bit more precise, I feel like, but it does the job. I am using their single longer screw on the top, and I'm using the rest of the Momo screws. And I had to extend my horn wire here. Big up truck driving by. So I had to extend this horn wire here because of the length, and that is something I'm gonna have to address later. I'm gonna pull this whole thing off again and use the factory clock wheel spring to try to rig that up, because I have this makeshift method that's working. But I think it could be better. So I'm gonna see if I can utilize that when I have time. One thing I can already notice is that it feels a bit more claustrophobic in here with the steering wheel up in my face, so I'm gonna have to adjust the seat to compensate. One already mark against this is this doesn't fit. What this does is it holds on the Momo horn, and it's just a hair too small, so I could probably force it, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't even know if I want to keep it. until I get a chance to really test it out. And I'd like to also see if there's anything off the shelf, like maybe for another brand of steering wheel that this may have been actually intended to be compatible with, that is maybe a hair smaller as a solution instead. Worst case scenario, I can 3D print a little ring to go in there. I'd rather keep it metal if I could, just for durability, but we'll have to see. That's all tightened now. Already tightened all this. So this is more or less how it looks. So of course you see this no longer stays in, and this does feel too close. So that should allow me at least, let's go back an inch, which now my shin clears, and the steering wheel does actually feel pretty good right here. I've got a decent bend here. This is my typical position. I've got a hand's worth of head clearance. Yeah, so let's go take it for a drive and see how it feels overall, and then I'll let you guys know what I think. Well, we're off for the first test drive, and I can tell you immediately, everything feels weird. I've been with this car for 20 years now, or over 20 years now, and I've become accustomed to sort of how it feels. And one thing for sure, it's not bad. I won't say it's bad, but there's some things that you definitely are going to have to get used to, because changing turn signal is all the way up here now. It's no longer just flicking with your hand. So normal day-to-day driving, you probably get used to it, but I think 3 inches is quite a bit. I'm wondering if I kind of overdid it with what I chose. It does feel more race car, if that makes any sense. The way it turns, and it could be because that muscle group is now better arranged versus what it's been for a while to sort of get that steering wheel to turn. Steering feels fine. So I would say just for a driving position and racing position, it's better in most instances, because I can now sit better. My legs no longer hit because I've moved the seat back a little bit, but the gear lever is a little bit further away, which will take some getting used to. So that muscle group has changed, where before it was a little bit different. So, you know, it's all about feel. It's what feels good to you. And I also feel, and this could be, you know, completely psychological, but the distance I turn feels a little bit different versus the reaction of the wheels turning. I feel like it is not disconnected, but it feels like there's a more immediate response to how it's happening. And that could all be in my head. It could also be because the muscles are working a little bit differently to turn the wheel. But yeah, it feels a little alien. And maybe I'll give it a few days and try it out and see how I like it, and now decide if I go this route or not. I do still need to come up with a solution for the horn. I put a piece of wire in there to sort of hold it. I don't think that is the best solution. It's still a little loose, but at least it keeps it from dangling out for now. So, initial response is what I'll give you guys. For racing, to get a better seating position, I think this is fine. The material seems fine, everything fits. The only gripe is the horn button doesn't hold in. Some people don't use that. As for driving use, it's going to take some getting used to. I'm already sort of getting used to the lever. Driving position's okay. I might push it back a little bit. There's still some tweaking to be done there. That turn signal though, I don't know if I'll ever get used to that, because every vehicle I've ever owned, I've been able to just put out my fingers and get to it. And now it's all the way out here. And so yeah. So I'm going to be pretty neutral on this mod. If you need to move your position and get something a little bit better for pure driving, it's worth giving it a shot, especially since some of these places like Amazon let you return it. But as far as normal driving, I think I might consider some other solutions, only because of that turn signal. Because it just feels like it's disconnected now. It's really weird. But anyway, giving this a shot, something I definitely will consider is maybe even just getting a wheel disconnect, because it's also a little trickier to get in and out of the car now. So anyway, if you guys guys are using anything like this, let us know down in the comments. Let us know if you like having your steering pushed out like that, or what kind of adjustments you've made to make your driving position a little bit better. And like always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.